I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Who is the lucky brunette?
Last name Beeswax, first name Nunia.
Oh, my third wife is biracial.
It's simple, really. First we...
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss.
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We'll get to sports here in a second. I've got them, John and Dan, with us. And Dan, we're coming down to the last few days of training, the prep work for the big shoe. What's the show? Where are we at? And how long you got? When does it start?
Once Upon a Mattress, the musical version of the Princess and the Pea story, which is but done in kind of a Renfest sort of style. It's crazy, it's wacky, it's silly, it's fun.
And where's it at?
It's at Cross Community Players, and we're doing it at Town Green Amphitheater Park, Town Green Park in Maple Grove. So
Okay.
Open air. That'll be really nice as long as the rain stays away. And it starts next Friday the 20th. So
Good.
Tickets available at Crossplayers, all one word, obviously, crossplayers.org.
Way to know all the info.
We're reaching that point. Yeah.
With a week to go, I haven't done community theater in like a gazillion years, so maybe it's brushed itself up. But back in the day, and John, you'll remember, you and I did a little bit of it back in the day in Forest Lake.
Yes, sir.
You'd get a mass group of people, and some people made it in the chorus, and did this. Not everybody in community theater is as dedicated. Maybe it'll be fun. I'll have a good time. I'm going to try it out. And you always had one or two. Maybe they were just like, really, you aren't going to pick up the dance step at all. You want to? Do you have that, or is it more professional these days than it was in like 1940 when I was in a play?
Definitely more professional, but yes, they do exist. I'm not see. Of course, I'll say they don't exist in this play. Of course,
Of course.
I have seen it. Well, it's not a huge cast. It's probably maybe 18 people or so. But yeah, I've seen some of the shows where you have 40 people out there, and it's just you're gonna have the ones who are just like, come on, why are you here? Why are you? Come on.
Well, because I think it is everybody's kind of thing to be on stage and do that. John, I was just, and I don't want to pull anybody out, but heck, it was so long ago, no one remember. Like Hello Dolly, 1,000,000 years ago in Masters Theater in Forest Lake. I remember like a plumber guy. Now, I was 16, 17, and I was supposed to be playing an adult man, waiter, dancer guy. But I'm looking at the guy to my right, and I'm like, Plumber Bob, who looks like he got pulled into this theater. He was scared to death, couldn't dance his way out of a wet paper bag. I don't even say tried. He's like, I'm doing my best, whatever. He never seemed to care. You ever have one of those?
Yeah, there was a show I did, a musical at Maskers, and I won't say which one or who directed it, but the director was excellent at music, but lousy at direction because he hadn't done it.
Okay.
And so there was no discipline.
Oh.
So people would come wandering late and, not have their stuff into it. And about 3 weeks before, I was like, my God, I don't want anybody to come see this debacle. So some of us old salts we called a meeting like a baseball team calls a team meeting. We kicked all the staff out.
Oh.
We said, hey, you guys, you better start pulling your weight here.
Oh, good for you.
And it ended up being a really fun show, really good show.
Dan, when you think about it, because a week 10 days out, isn't that, and you're muted just, isn't that time when you got to be looking at thinking, is this coming together? I mean, I just remember that week 10 days, like, there are no way someone's paying me to see this.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. I'd say we're just past that point, but it's that point of, oh, dear God, it's a week out. There's no way right now. This is the point where it feels like it's normal to feel like, no way we can make a show out of this in a week. Come on,
but between us that have done it, and for folks who have been there, that's the exciting part, isn't it? To see in the next 4 or 5 days, this came together and this came together. Hey, that is kind of funny when that happens. This is the exciting time, and this is why you do it, I presume.
There is always a point during the week leading up to the opening, which is called Tech Week. Tech Week leading up to it, where the director will usually say something like at the end of a rehearsal, "Guys, we have a show," and there have definitely been a few times where the director has made that statement where it's like, you didn't convince anybody.
I know I'm supposed to say this.
So,
well, good luck. Let's keep us posted on that. We got to talk some sports. We got the guys at the other bench, John and Dan. Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is so wild to me because I sit here in my heart of hearts. It's now 2-1. Indiana beats Oklahoma City 116-107 on Wednesday. I can't take my money and bet against Oklahoma City. You don't get to this, whatever, they got 85 wins already this season. I see them as a blowout win this evening. I've already said that twice and been wrong. So, I mean, how do I put this? I'm so easy to jump on and off a bandwagon for any Minnesota team. I can't get off the Oklahoma City bandwagon. Where am I wrong, Dan?
No, I was even thinking about this too, thinking even using the old cliche of, is this a must win tonight? And almost any other team, I would, yes, this is a must win game.
Yeah.
But for Oklahoma City right now, it's almost like, yeah, they really need it, but they still could do it if even if they go behind 3-1. I look at myself in the mirror and say, what are you talking about? Nobody.
John, are you with Dan and I? It is so hard to vote against them, but the Pacers have done everything they have to do to prove us wrong. And here they are at home. They could go up 3-1, which is mathematically impossible to come from. Where do you sit on them, John?
Well, I've been surprised as you guys. I mean, I'll say this, though. If Indiana wins tonight, I think they're going to take it. I didn't watch a lot of that game the other night, but I read about it, and I looked at the score and analyzed it. And you know what occurred to me? They played like the Timberwolves.
Yeah, okay.
Because they coughed it up in that fourth quarter, and I'm like, that's exactly what we would do if we were there.
Yeah.
We'd be the favorite, and we'd go in there, and we'd have a big third quarter, and we'd be taking the lead and looking great, and then we would tank. So they've got to drop that. They got to get rid of that disease.
The difference is, they put a whole lot of different defense on SKG, SGA. But what I thought really was the difference, Oklahoma City's bench scored like 19 points.
Yeah.
Indiana's like 49. And I would tell you, money-wise, I think the OKC's bench is better, but they were just outclassed, and that'll lose a ball game for you. Now, Dan, back to, we all sit here thinking OKC should win. They're down in the series. This is being played in Indianapolis or Indiana. OKC's up by 6.5 points, according to the experts. The only people that think Indiana can win is Indiana, and they keep doing it.
They're still winning, yeah. You talk about the benches. I mean, this is not the same bench that we saw against the Wolves.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's
no.
That bench was probably the difference maker, honestly, against the Wolves.
Don't disagree.
So, yeah, this is who is this Indiana team? But you're right. Every series they've been. They can't win this one, can they?
No.
They can't win this one. No, it's a Knicks. No, they can't win this one. It's a.
All right, John, I ask you to put your money on it. Let's just listen. Everything you own, the house, the farm, the horse, the wife, you got to decide who wins the game tonight. Who are you picking?
Oh.
He goes, do I got to give up the horse?
Well, I'm gonna go bold and say Indiana.
See there, good for you, Dan. Same thing. The house, the dog, everything's on the line. You got one pick, red or black. What's it going to be?
Yeah, I don't think Indiana is such a huge shock of a pick, but I still need to say Oklahoma City. Still going to Oklahoma City tonight.
If I have to put everything down, I'm with you, Dan. I just can't get off of them because I know what the team they can be. But, man, Indiana's coach has got to be something. He figured out a thing, and, I mean, good for them. That's what you get when you get 4.5, 5 days to study film. You get much better coaching. We got to go to break. Team that it almost looked like a basketball score, how bad we lost those Minnesota Twins yesterday. We'll talk about that coming up. It's John. Was that a choking noise I heard? I think it would be apropos. Back after this.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS SHOW.
You know, I say it's a guy who knows a guy. That'd be me. I've got Dan and John. John works for a very large conglomerate HR guy. I got Dan, who's an IT guy. You guys let me know. I don't have an IT department here, so a little off topic, but this just came to my phone moments ago from an Emily Jackson, don't know her, to Sheldon. I don't know why it came to me, but get this. Good day to you, dedicated client. Please find the details you requested in the attached file. Should I look into this, guys? It seems like it might be important.
Immediately.
Nothing about this makes sense to me. Who has said Sheldon, and it comes to me. Okay, from Emily, I don't know. And, of course, they know me so well to call me the dedicated client. Oh, okay. I love these guys.
Hello, dedicated client. Yeah.
You know what it's like? It's almost like if I went, because I took Spanish class for like 6 months in sixth grade. So then you think you can speak Spanish, and I'd run to Spain somewhere and like, que habla español? And it's like, loser. These are guys who think they know. If you don't know their name, call them dedicated client. That's what they told us in English. You know, no one talks like that. Anyway, got to move on.
No.
Don't open that.
Nope.
All right.
No,
if I'm
links,
not...
click the links.
Yeah, all the links. Get there. Here's your Minnesota Twins. God love them. I want to be on the bandwagon. Lost to the Blue Jays this series. Okay, get it. But according to my calculations, they lost to the Texas Rangers 38-9. I would presume we can all say Texas is a much better team than us. John?
Well, they sure were for that series. The starting pitching, I think, has been a big difference. And we know we got a couple of injuries, but the squad in the last week, I think it was over the last 7 days or 7 games, is now the worst in the league when they were top 3 for the month of May and even into June. So pitching is always key. It's unfortunate it had to happen when it did because we were cruising along pretty good. And Bailey's, implosion was wow. Did not see that coming. I was really hoping he would kind of be the steadying force and we might take 2 out of 3, but
Dan, jump on that. Ober, now he's forced into being number 1 guy, right? Because Pablo's gone. There's no Zebby working up the back. Yeah, okay. And you come in and lay this, you lay this egg, really? I mean.
Well, for Bailey, it's 3 in a row now.
Yeah.
This was probably the worst of them, but he has not looked good. He's his velocity he's lost 4 or 5 miles an hour from his fastball, and he is not a pitcher that can live on trying to nibble the corners. He's not that guy. So when he's he needs those extra few miles an hour to make a difference on the rest of his game, and he's throwing walks, and that's a guy who never gives up walks. So
I know.
Now he's saying, "Oh yeah, I've had this hip thing going on since the start of the season."
When things are going well, it doesn't hurt as much. Yeah. So where are we at then, Dan? Give me this. What are your thoughts on the Twins then? We're still hanging. Now, half our run differential went away in 3 days. Okay, get that. That's fine. That doesn't matter. But we are 8 games out, and we can't play ball like this. We'll get overtaken by Cleveland and Kansas City, right? I mean, this is the problem with the Twins. This month is a horrible schedule.
Yeah, this I'd say right now, going 500 the rest of the month would be the Twins would take that any day if they can even just keep it at 500 for the rest of the month. They would be thrilled. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think this does not look. They're basically down to. I mean, Chris Paddock is our savior now.
Yeah,
he's our savior.
John, you laugh. You look at Houston, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Seattle, Detroit to end the month. And our pitching looks tough. Why we go into that, by the way. I mean, you tell me what you think we can get out of this.
Well, Dan's right. If we could hang at 500 through this month and kind of, limp to the All-Star break that way going into July, I would be ecstatic because then we would still be in the hunt. But it's not going to happen. We just don't have the depth. And all the hitters are back, and some of those guys are doing great. I mean, look at Walker. He's just smacking that ball since he's come back. But, 4 or 5 runs, 6 runs is nice, but when your pitching staff is giving up 10 or more runs, you can't do it.
Well,
the math isn't there.
3 runs, 2 runs, 4 runs, 3 runs. These are run scores that should win us some ball games or would have. But you look at the Cincinnati line. I'm just like, Cincinnati is looking at the schedule ahead saying, oh, no, the Twins are coming. We have to face Festa, Ober, and Paddock. You don't put fear in anybody's face. No, it's, oh, goodness, murderer's row of pitchers. That's the lineup that Cincinnati's looking at going, oh, there's 3 games for us. You know what I'm saying? No one is scared.
And 2 months ago, who would have thought that Paddock would be the most imposing name in that list? It's like,
horrible.
If Zebby, if Festa's in the majors, he must be pitching well.
It's no,
not so much.
All right, we're gonna go. I got to get you guys back here on Monday. I appreciate you being here. We'll get to have the next NBA game to talk about. This last one will be done here this evening. Tonight at 7:30. Appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks, Al.
All
John
right.
and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench. Always love having them on. More after this.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does